Now when you look at these windows in the house, most people would think that these windows are called double hung windows. A double hung window means that the top sash and the bottom sash move independently. The top sash comes down, the bottom sash goes up. But these windows are actually called single hung windows. That means that only the bottom sash operates, the top sash is fixed. Also in the middle you have what is called a lock. This goes at the meeting rail. But right here you have a second lock, and someone has drilled a hole through the meeting rail of the front sash into the back sash and inserted this steel dowel. And that's a way of locking the windows together. So now that we've got the windows unlocked, we're going to try to pick it up, and this isn't moving. And that's because the windows are painted shut. Now this is an old house, and any house that's built prior to 1978, you have to assume that it has lead, and you have to deal with it. Now, because the area that we're working on is less than 6 square feet, we're not required to take any precautions, but we are going to take some. We're covering the floor with plastic, and I've put a HEPA filter in my vacuum. And we're going to vacuum up any dust and work slowly so we don't create a lot of dust. To get started, I need to break the paint seal between the window stop and the face of the sash. I have to do that all the way down the side. Also along the bottom where the window stool meets the face of the sash, up the other side, and also at the meeting rail where the two sash meet together. And to do that, I'm going to take a tool, any tool that works, and I'm going to start with a painter's 5-in-1 tool and see how that works. Now as I dig away, I want you to follow me with a vacuum to clean up the dust.
Okay.
Now we have to go outside and do the same thing. Now I'm going to take my pry bar and see if we can open it. It's very important that I position it under the stile. I don't want to pry up under the rail. The reason is if I pry right here, I could break the glass or even damage the tenon that's holding the two pieces together. So by putting it under the stile, I pry up gently. There it goes. Okay, now let's see how the window works. All right, we've got the window to operate. The next thing we want to do is replace the sash cords. To do that, I have to remove this piece of trim work right here called the stop bead. So now I want to cut along the paint so we can remove that. So you want to follow me with the vacuum. Start right here. Just got a fine line right down. Nice. And I want to be careful because I don't want to break it. Okay, that's good. Be able to pull the window right out of the opening. There it is. And the weather stripping's coming with it. Now let me show you how that works. Let me tip the window up. You can see right along the bottom, that's the slot that the window goes in on the sill. And that's the slot that the weather stripping fits into. The next thing we want to do is get to the window weights that's in this pocket right here. To do that, I have to remove this little door right here. That's held in place with 2 screws, one at the top and one at the bottom. Okay, there's the first door. Now I'll get the weight. It's got to be right here.
Wow, look at that.
All right, and there's your first window weight.
Gosh, wow, that is so much heavier than I thought.
All right, we have another one on the other side. All right, the next thing I want to do is replace this old dried out sash cord, and it's actually nailed into the side of the sash into this dado right here. I just push it down until it comes out. Oh, there it is right there. And we'll tie it to the weight. And there's our second one. And we'll close it up. Put it back into the spot where it goes. Now we're ready to attach the ropes to the sash. Now to do that, I want you to hold the sash into the opening just like this.
Okay.
Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rope and I'm going to pull the weight all the way up till it hits the pulley, just like that. Now I'm going to let it go back in about 3 or 4 inches. Now I'm going to take the rope and I'm going to hold it in the slot of the window, just like that. And I want you to hold the rope there if you can. You got it? Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to screw the rope to the sash. You got it?
Yep.
All right, now I'm going to cut the rope right here. And I'm going to tuck it right in. Now I'll do the other side.
So tell me, what is this?
This is actually a lubricant that I'm putting on your weather stripping. I use this on my table saw, and it makes the wood slide across the metal top real easy. It should do the same thing for your windows.
Great.
Okay. Now I'll just tack it at the top. All right, Heather, the last thing we have to do is reinstall the window stops. That's your side, and I'll do my side. Install the top first like that. Make it even on the outside edge. Now push out in the middle and push in the lower part, bowing it out. Now it just drops into place. We also want to make sure that it's not too tight against the window so the window will slide. And now we'll just nail it in place. All right, Heather, why don't you give the window a try?
All right, here I go. Ta-da!